What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Loki OJ, back with another Mygm tips and tricks video. So, continuing with the whole list that we were going with, we've already done point guard, shooting guard, small forwards. Now we're gonna go into power forwards. And if you haven't seen any of those other videos, make sure to check out those other videos in my channel. There should be a playlist on it for Mygm tips and tricks for 2K19. I should have all those videos into it. And eventually I'll get into putting these videos at the end of the video so that you know which one to go next to. But other than that, let's just get right into it. So now we're looking at power forwards. So if you didn't see my last video, I did small forwards, and for small forwards, since small forwards is kind of the most important position that you need on a basketball team, if you're trying to build a basketball team to compete for a championship, the value was a little bit more. So you couldn't just go into Trade Finder for single specific ones and see the direct value. Like, it would have been a lot longer video. I was already getting too long, so I decided not to do it like that. But for power forwards, since power forwards in the NBA aren't valued as much, because you really don't need a star. The days of having a star power forward to be on your team to take you to the championship are pretty much long gone. The only guy that really has a chance of changing that is Kristaps Porzingis, and even he isn't the type of guy that you'd want on a championship team. Sure, they're a good second option or third option, or in the case of Draymond Green, a fourth option, but not a guy that you're gonna focus on completely. But anyhow, enough of that. Let me just get to the first guy. The first guy on this list is Dario Saric. Now, Dario Saric, he's 24 years old, but he's still on a rookie deal for 2 years, $2.5 million first year and $3.5 the next. So out of all the players, he's gonna be the oldest, which is one of the main reasons why he's down at the lowest. But still, even though he's 24 years old, he still gives you a potential of 81. And when you get him, since he's already being 77 overall, he's good enough to start on your team or come off the bench and be a solid reduction, give you solid production on your team. So that's why we got him at number 4. And if we look at his trade value over here, giving up somebody like Marcus Morris and the Jabari Bird to get a Dario Saric, really you could just do a Marcus Morris swap straight for Dario Saric, which isn't too bad. They're both similar players. Marcus Morris at this point in time is better, but Dario Saric has got the years on his side. So with a potential of 81, his base potential means that if you develop him right, he will be better than Marcus Morris. Or you could do like this, add a second round pick and get Anthony Tolliver. So that is at number 5, we got Dario Saric. Now for number 4, this is the first time that we're going to our free agents. So you go to your free agents and then you check power forwards, then you go all the way down until you see a name, Billy Preston. Now Billy Preston, he's a 6'10", face up 4. He can shoot a little bit, not too much, not as good as Dario Saric, of course, but he still fits the mold of what you need on your team for power forward. Power forward, you're gonna need somebody who can stretch the floor, maybe play a little bit of defense, and if you really want to develop him, he's got to be able to play the small forward position too, along with the center position if you really need. He's got to be as versatile as possible, looking into the mold of the Draymond Greens, Pascal Siakams, even Domantas Sabonis or Julius Randle. And Billy Preston, the reason why he's on this list is even though that you can find other power forwards with a higher potential than him, for what you're gonna get, you're not gonna get a better value than Billy Preston. So if you develop him right, all you gotta do is sign him from the free agents waivers, and he has a potential of 77. He has decent athleticism, as you can see over here, with his lateral quickness. Not the best, but the speed, the acceleration, the vertical, that's what you want out of your small forward. And yeah, so number 4, Billy Preston. Now we're gonna go back to the trade finder, and we're gonna check out the Denver Nuggets for the third guy on our list. Now the third guy on our list, his name is Jared Vanderbilt. Now Jared Vanderbilt is the youngest guy on this list. So at 19 years old, he's 69 overall. It's a bit of a project, but he's only making $838K a year. Still on his rookie deal, of course, for 2 years plus 1, so you have a year after that to cover him. He's just a quality rebounder and an athletic player. So as you can see, even though he can't really shoot at all, he can drive, he can dunk, he's athletic, and he can play the small forward position since he's 6'9". And if you really need to, if you're going small ball, which is what you're gonna need in your power forward, he can play the center position. Now the reason why he's on this is because of his athleticism, his versatility, and the fact that his potential is at a 78, and being only 19 years old, he can easily surpass that if you give him the right mentors and you do his development right, which I can make another tips and trips video later on how you can do that, kind of like a farming system for these players. Okay, and if you want to see that, make sure to put it down in the comment sections below and leave a like on the video, because now we're gonna go on to number 2. Now number 2, we're gonna just go right here to the Dallas Mavericks, and if you can guess who it is, it's Giannis's brother. His name is Kostas Antetokounmpo. He's only 20 years old. He's like 2 inches shorter than his brother. They got him down as a rebounding 4, and his vertical dunks, rebounding, that's his main thing. And unlike Giannis, he's not as versatile. But if you remember back in like 2K15 when 2K brought out Giannis, his potential was only at a 79, and they had him as a power forward / center too. And as you can see now, Giannis can play every position. So his brother, just from being his brother, I give him the benefit of the doubt of, potential wise. Like, because before the update, 2K had him as a 79 potential, but then they dropped him to a 76. But he still is only 20 years old, and he is Giannis's brother. So that's why I have him a little bit higher than Jared Vanderbilt, even though they're basically the same players in terms of athleticism and ability, because neither of them can shoot, but they can both take it to the rim, they drive it, standing dunk, driving layup, but neither of them can shoot. And that's basically it. As you can see, it's the value on the power forward position isn't that great, but the one guy who does have great value is the reason why I have him at number 1. We're gonna go with Atlanta Hawks over here and check out John Collins. Now John Collins is already an 83 overall. He's still on his rookie deal with a 1 year plus 2 years options, 2-year team option that you can get him for. And he's a low post scoring star, but not really. He's just more of an athletic power forward center. And if you look at his trade value, it's the same as Dario Saric, where it's just Markieff Morris. So think about that. You could either get Markieff Morris or John Collins for the same trade value. That's the main reason why I have him at number 1. Now I have him at number 1 not only because of that, but if you look at over here, he can still stretch the floor at a decent level with a 79 open shot mid, 72 open shot 3, and everything else, like his standing layup, his driving dunk, his standing dunk, draw foul is actually pretty decent too. His post control, post fadeaway, and offensive consistency, defensive and offensive rebounds. He's a very solid player. Immediately he can be on your team. He can service for your team now, for the future, and you won't have to shop for another power forward again. Or if you already have a really good power forward, you could just trade a Marquise Morris type player and have John Collins, who's a starter quality, basically verging on star quality off the bench. And as you see over here, the potential is at 85, which right now, unless you're Kristaps Porzingis or Blake Griffin, it's like the highest potential in the position. So again, since I didn't show what it takes to get Giannis's brother, let me just do this right now. Let me propose a trade, because when you ask the Mavericks for Giannis's brother, they don't want to give it to you. But I'll just show you how quickly it is, how easy it is to get Giannis's brother. So over here, he's only valued at 1 star. We'll take a player. We'll take one of our worst players, like RJ Hunter, 65 overall, and then we'll add a second round pick, just like that, and you got him. Just as easy as that. Just as easy as that. And you have a potential superstar or just a solid role player on your team. So again, let's look at this list. So Dario Saric at 5, and then Billy Preston in our free agency at 4. We got Jared Vanderbilt at 3, and then Kostas Antetokounmpo, I didn't put him in the list, at 2, and at 1, the best value probably out of all these lists is John Collins. So guys, just remember, if you like the video, leave a like. If you have a difference in opinions, just put it down in the comment sections below. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video, and make sure to check out the Pelicans Mygm series that I'm starting right now.